Hi, and welcome to A Punk with Toys. My name is Lawrence, and today we're going to take a look at the G.I. Joe Classified Snow Job. And yes, people have been waiting for this. It's going to start shipping from Pulse really soon, but I got it, so we're going to take a look at it. Here it is, a beautiful box. Once again, as I mentioned before, if you got to go plastic free, this was the way to do it. And they did wonderful art. And yes, we know the windows are going to be coming back, which is for the better, because guess what? So many swap the figs, so many people that have seen crap. Well, you know how it goes. But anyway, we're going to take a look at this guy. We're going to open him up, look at his articulation, look at everything, see how he is. And we're also going to compare him to my little guy over here. Now, not going to lie, wherever this guy's been hiding out, he's definitely been hiding out in maybe some yellow snow, so we're not going to comment on how white he is not. So anyway, here it is. Snow job here. He's got his skis on. He's got a polar bear in the back. He's got this vehicle. Here you can see he has the weapon that I believe CoverGirl comes with, the sidearm, which I really do like. You can see the goggles up, everything that he comes with. Number 67 in line. Can we believe we're already up to 67? Who am I kidding? We're into 100 already, or somewhat there. Here's the back of them, and you can see I got this from overseas, so there is a sticker on the box. This came from Taiwan, from Return of the Nerd, so if you are interested, trying to get stuff a little bit early, you're going to pay a little more. Obviously going to pay more in shipping, but hey, you know what? That's on you. You guys know the reason why I pay a little more, but I do not pay outrageous prices, because that's just me. So anyway, here he is. Here's the height of the actual figure. Not the, how tall a snow job would be, but the height of the actual figure. He's got two different face sculpts, sniper rifle, pistol, snowshoes, everything. So anyway, we are going to compare it. We're going to see how it looks. We're going to go from there. Oh, and I don't want to forget the file card that leads you to nowhere. Anyway, I mentioned before, I think this is useless, but hey, you know what? Let's say you do want to do file cards and people don't like the single lines and the five language. Here's what you can do. It takes you to whatever it is. You give an actual file card. And again, there was something like the Wolf Spider that's coming. There's a new character. You can actually give them a file card, create a world of where they come from. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's stop looking at this. But before we do, take a second. If you like the content that I'm giving you, take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification so you're notified every time I do drop a classified video. And I've talked way too long. Let's look at this. All right, so we have him on out of his plastic-free prison. Here is the locker that he comes with. Again, 67. You have the G.I. Joe symbol, but if you keep spinning it over, then it says 67 here. Snow job is upside down. I guess if you're kind of looking at it like this, maybe it works. It's hard to say exactly what they were going for. Maybe that's exactly what it is. But either way, great idea, but I don't know. It's too big for, a classified figure. It's too small for a human hand, so... Anyway, if you keep it, awesome. So quickly, we want to start with the sniper rifle, and here it is in the plastic. Now, this was something that we were told was going to happen, that the weapons would come in this cardboard, so it would keep stuff straight, so stuff wouldn't get bent and beat up. And some of the stuff does, and some of the stuff doesn't. So there's no rhyme or reason for why they do it, but this one, we have it. So let's take it out. We're going to go through what we normally talk about. So quickly looking at it here, it doesn't look bad. It looks like maybe it droops a little. Looking at how straight it is, well, it leaves a lot to be desired. I mean, it's kind of like it's all over the place. So once again, this is one of those ones that we'll have to fix and then hope that it stays straight. So just by feeling it, it is soft. It is pliable here, so I could probably heat it up. I know I can heat it up, and then I can cool it down. Now, will it stay the way it's supposed to? Sometimes there's a chance. If I have the spear gun for torpedo, the thing is never going to stay in place. It's always going to be super soft. So that's what we have with the sniper rifle. So we'll quickly look at the sniper rifle. So he's got a big scope here. No paint apps there. There are some paint apps around back here and around the stock now, around the stock and then around the before the barrel. Now I know some people have mentioned that real weapons in the military don't have paint apps, but again, these are toys. We're paying a lot of money. We like to have this type of stuff. So it does have the port for the blast effect. And again, I think the rifle looks pretty nice for the most part, but it's just too bad that it's bent. Now, here they make it look like it is collapsible, so you can change it. Not so much collapsible, but so you can change it and move it around. Here is the magazine, and you can see there is a bullet in the magazine. Now, I gotta say, it would have been nice had you just put a little bit of paint on that, so we would actually have the bullet painted in the magazine, so if you're doing pictures, but it pops up really nicely. Now, there is no bipod for it, so he's obviously going to be holding this. Next, we'll take a look at the backpack here. So here's the backpack. Assume it goes this way. Everything can be held on his person. So you have the ski poles right here. I believe the skis will go in there. Or is it snowshoes? Well, we'll mess around with it for a little bit. But looking at the detail, looks really nice. It has these nice little clasps. I like it, but just a little bit of paint app. I mean, even if it's a similar color, because you want it to blend in, so it's not something that would stand out. But the detail on it is really nice. I mean, it looks like this is a fabric belt that's going to go around it, or strap. But it's just, I wish there was something that made it pop a little bit more. And again, the price that they're charging us for these figures, you know, it's expensive. Here on the inside, you can see the same thing. So they've done a really nice job. It's definitely updated from what we had here. So here's the original Snow Job backpack, as you can see. It looks absolutely nothing like that. It doesn't have the handle to hold it. Again, I'm fine with that. But it will hold your ski poles and your skis, just like the old OG O-Ring did. Here we have our ski poles, which we have 2 of them. And it does have a nice little paint app here at the bottom. Now, these are kind of flexible. Now, I feel this, and I wish the guns, I'd be happy if the guns were made like this. Yeah, they're kind of pliable, but unless if I bend them, they go back to being straight. So look at that. This actually stays straight. Why can't you do the guns to make them seem straighter? So you have this nice silver spot up here, so it looks nice. Not going to be able to fit his wrist around there, and I'm fine with that. Again, it is a toy. And then with this one, it is the exact same. All right. Here's the snowshoes. Now, I'm not a big fan of these snowshoes. I am going to assume that they are probably realistic. Maybe this is how newer snowshoes look. But I like to think of the old Snow Serpent snowshoes, which are tennis rackets, in my opinion. So you do have some texture on the bottom. So if you are actually in the snow, if you're up here like in Detroit in the winter, you know, you're going to be able to make some actual track markings, which I do like. I don't know if they were doing that on purpose or if it just happened to be that way, but hey, it is there no matter how you look at it. And as you can see, there is a peg, so you can peg it directly into it. And I do believe someone said in another review that there is a left and the right. I could be wrong. I do know that the flippers are left and right. So I'm looking here. I'm not sure if anyone can see anything. I don't see anything, so we are going to try them on. So we don't need to worry about that. Don't complain about that. I will try them on. All right, so I said I'm going to try them on. I know the jokes. I'm short. I'm not going to try them on myself. We are going to try them on. All right, so here's the ski. Again, fairly flat. I'm okay with a little bit of bend. Anyone that knows that skis or snowboards, they are going to have some sort of bend and flex as they are made out of Kevlar normally. So you do have this nice little paint app to it, a little design. They're going to snap in. Now these, you know, again, you're going to be going down your, going down your ski slopes or slopes, whatever. I mean, hell, it's G.I. Joe. I don't even know why I'm trying to explain this stuff to people. You guys understand it. So there's your 2 of them. Then we have the goggles, which have a nice shine to them. So this is what I'm assuming should actually reflect the sun that's out there. So it's going to be easy for them in the snow because we know it gets super bright. Again, some paint apps. It is black. I think it looks really nice. Here we have Snow Job's face, one of his face sculpts. And now this was brought to my attention that there is this white around his mouth. I'm not sure if that's maybe because he's supposed to be bitter cold or what it is, but it doesn't look like a paint defect. It just looks like that's how it's supposed to be. So, quickly looking at this head, the eyes look nice. I don't see any issues with it. Hair looks really nice. Has a couple, at least two shades of, different red and dark and black in it, or brown, whatever you want to say. Nice beard. Again, all looks good. I don't understand what the white is around the mouth. Maybe it's just how the sun glares or how the light's glaring, but again, it was brought up to me by someone else. Ears are showing, so again, head sculpt really does look sharp. There's no doubt about it. So this is going to be, if you want to fold the hood down, so you can pop the hood down, and he's going to be walking around, rather than try and make a face sculpt that's going to pop out of that. Here we have the pistol. We'll quickly look at this here. Again, I do believe that this is... you know what? I disagree. This is not the pistol. I don't believe this is the pistol that came with CoverGirl. But it is kind of like a laser... It's more like a rail gun, it kind of looks like, but I like the way it looks. I don't think it's realistic, but it's realistic looking. Again, no paint apps to it. It does look good, and you do have the port for blast effects. Alright, so now let's get to our figure. Let's quickly, before I start moving things around and doing his articulation, let's just compare the two and see how in tune they are. We're going to slowly try and take this backpack off. Anyone that has figures from the 80s knows you have to be gentle with everything. So, quickly looking at these two. Let's adjust this camera here for you guys. Looking at these two, one is much whiter than the other. So we just have this outer layer. It's not really a secondary. No, it's not really a secondary. It's actually part of the body. You can see there's... Well, we're going to go over that in a second. So anyway, he's got the pouches on the top here. They removed the straps, but what you're really looking at is the straps here and the pouches that are going to go right up here. So they did give him the brown. You look at the belt buckles here and the belts. It does run through, so I think that looks extremely nice. He's going to have the holster on his side. He's got his little leg pouch, so you got that down there. They gave him black boots rather than white. Again, this is really all showing that, hey, you know what? We are going to have probably a retro carded version. On his arms, both of them, he has two different pouches. And the same over on the left side. So again, everything is the same, and here you have the big pouch right here, but you have it here, but it's black. So, and on the back, you're going to see the same thing. Now this, they kind of made it run over on the original O-ring, but they made it a little bit different over here. And again, it's pretty much telling that, hey, you know what? We're going to have more to come. We're going to have more to come. Probably the retro version. So, looking at the face, now obviously, he has the goggles on that are on all the time, and they are black. He has a way more redder beard, but this makes more sense. You do see the nice softness that's supposed to go around it. So I think all of that looks really nice. I'm going to be really interested to get this figure out and take a look at him. So that's how he kind of compares to the O-ring. I know this one is going kind of long, but hey. So, new mold of a figure. There's his T-pose. He's got the bicep swivel. Pinless joints, no problems there. Does he have? Nope, so it looks like he has, they make it look like he has this, like a forearm swivel, but he doesn't. Wrists are swiveling. Again, no heat on this figure. So, no ab crunch, but he has the belly dancing waist that I always refer to it as. The head, look at that, moves back and forth. So the neck is on a pivot along with the actual head. So we're going to pop that off in a second. Jean-Claude Van Damme, no problem, even with the skirt that hangs down. And again, that gets down to the drop-down hips. You know my feelings on that. You get your thigh swivel. This guy is very bulky. As you can see, that's as far as he's going to get, pinless joints here. So because he has a snowsuit on, he's definitely very bulky. And I'm fine with that because that's what you would kind of expect. Where Torpedo is going to be thin and have the body and everything. So here we have the legs. This twist back and forth. Now this is where I was wrong about Shipwreck. He does the exact same thing except for his pant hangs over. Then you have your ankle rocker. So all in all, did not have to heat the figure up at all. Again, I am not anti-heating up figures like a lot of other people try to act like. It's part of the game. So let's pop his head off. And that came off extremely easy. So looking at this head here, he has a snow mat, or the snow hood over it, or underneath it. And as you can see, he still has that, he has that white around his lips. So it's kind of strange. I think it looks pretty good. It looks like some paint here up on the beard, they tended to miss. Same with on that side. That scares me, but I'm trying to look at the eyes, and I think the eyes look pretty good. It's hard because I'm looking through the camera with my glasses. But looking at it, it doesn't look bad at all. They did give him a different color down the middle, so he's got like the silver stripe. All in all, I think it looks pretty nice. And what we will do is grab the goggles. And we throw the goggles on him. Throw them in here. And then we're going to pop the head on. So that's a quick look at it. Now, again, if you have never been with me on my reviews, I like to show you what things are like out of the box. Not a perfect, not the perfect picture where I've spent, an hour posing the figure. So quickly, I'm able to get the goggles on that look pretty nicely. I don't have a problem with it. I'm not going to complain about that. Let's pop this off here. We're going to take the collar, throw it on here. We're going to throw this head on here, which I think most people like, and I think a lot of people, it brings back to the Thing. Now, how easy it's to get this head on here. Oh, a little bit of effort. Didn't make that nice pop that we all love so much. So, there he is there. Okay. Snowshoes, as you can see. There's the peg for it. This thing's going to pop right on in there. And now you have the snowshoes so you can walk around, obviously, through the snow, which is pretty important if you're a snow trooper. Now, they did a nice mix of colors with the brown, the white, and the black. I'm not sure if that's how real snow troopers would be. You would think not, but hey, I don't know. I haven't been in the military. If you have, feel free to in the comments to tell me what you think. Now, the skis here, again, we're just going to peg these straight down, where the shoes we flipped underneath with the boot. So let's pop these on. See how well they stay on. I'm assuming they should be fairly easy and stay on pretty well. But this will be fun in the snow, especially if you have hills. So there he is. It looks pretty good. We'll just take one of these, kind of throw it on here. So he wants to go shushing. And again, if you want it to be cross-country skiing, you want it downhill skiing, there you go. You have your choice of what you want to do. Don't let me tell you how you should pose and play with your figures. All right. So, we're getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Got his pistol. Slides in there. Doesn't fall out that easy. It does come out fairly easy, so this is one that I could see over time if it heats up. I know my Stalker pistol wants to fall out of the, it wants to fall out all the time. So there we have that there. All right, so let's figure this monstrosity out and how all of this goes in. Now, I'm assuming everything clips in here. Yeah, I don't know. Does somebody know? Can somebody tell me how this is supposed to go? And again, this is tedious, so what I'm going to do is take a look up here at our box and see if I have anything that hints, and I don't. So this will be a lot of fun. What I'm going to do is stop the camera for a second so I can play around, and then I can show you guys. Okay, I'm back. So these things actually clip out. Now they're kind of a pain to get off. These things pop right off. All right. So they come off. Now I was scared to do it. There have been some other manufacturers that once you pop off their vests and stuff, and they have these mushrooms, they were really hard to get back in. Well, these things here seriously just popped right in without a problem. So you're not really going to have an issue. They pop in without a problem. Here we have our ski poles, and we're going to pop the poles on. Look at that. Nice and easy. Now the sniper, I do believe, can go right back there. Now I do wish they would have come with the actual weapon that came with the original figure, because it is so synonymous with the G.I. Joe cartoon. If that's what you want to do, then you can. So there he is, fully loaded up. Look at that. I don't even have snowshoes on him, but I have the backpack on him, and he's not falling over, which is a major plus in my book. All right, and pop this off. Now let's take a look at this, because I have heard some things that it's hard to get this sniper rifle into a position that he can actually fire and hold with two hands because of how bulky everything is. And if so, that is a huge problem, because, you know, I want to be able to fire a sniper rifle out of a sniper trooper, even though he's not a sniper trooper. So it is very soft. So quickly here, and pull this off. I'm not really having a problem. You know, this was something that was mentioned to me. Maybe they just messed things up or didn't understand, or who knows. Okay, so that is a first. That is an actual first. As you can see, his holster literally just came right off his leg. I've never had the holster just come right down off the leg, especially one that's this bulky. All right, so don't really have a problem. I'm able to get him into a nice sniping pose. Now, the gun is... maybe that's the reason why I could. I'm not a fan of the gun. I'm not a fan of how soft these things are. Hasbro, this is something that you just need to do better. Do you see that? I literally just moved the figure, and unfortunately, the magazine with the nice bullet design fell right out, and that's because it's too soft. So as soon as I moved it, it caused it. Now, you're going to be able to do some wonderful poses even with a bent rifle like this, but it's disappointing. I shouldn't have to worry about stuff like that, and it just really bothers me. It just really bothers me that we have to do stuff like that. Again, it should bother everyone. These say ages 4 and up. That's the issue. They need to go 13 and up, because these are adult collectibles. I don't care what anyone says. These are adult collectibles. But looking at this figure, I gotta say I kind of like it. I don't know what else I can say. All right, quick update to it. So I didn't realize this, but the snowshoes do snap onto the back like this. So you can even hold the snowshoes along with your sniper rifle, your poles, and your skis. So everything in theory can attach to his person, other than obviously his extra head and hood, because, well, that just wouldn't make a lot of sense. So before someone calls me out on it, if you listen this long, it does stay there. All right, so final thoughts on this figure. I think he's awesome. I really do. Again, this is having him out of the box for a half hour. You've seen how long I've had him out. I love the sniper rifle, how it looks. I'm tired of the soft weapons, Hasbro. This is something that really needs to be addressed and needs to be taken care of. There were some weapons early on that weren't too hard and brittle. They weren't going to snap, but we didn't have to worry about having issues with it. I like having 2 head sculpts. I think it's great. For a figure like this, it's better than trying to change things around like what we have with Shipwreck and the Hare. Just the snowshoes, the skis, the poles, the backpack, 2 head sculpts, 2 weapons. This is a figure that is, in my opinion, deluxe, for what I can see. He's a big, bulkier figure, and again, I don't think you're going to be disappointed, especially if you like doing photo shoots and you live, let's say, up north to where you actually do see some cold. So that is my final thought on this wonderful looking snow job. Alright, so there you have it. That is the review of the G.I. Joe Classified Snow Job number 67. I do believe I have it down there, and you guys don't care. You guys can see the number. So anyway, there's not much more that I can say, but I am going to take off. I am going to leave you with this. Don't go anywhere. Take a second. Jump on the social medias. Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, A Punk with Toys. The Facebook group page, Punks with Toys. It is growing every day. There is no drama other than a-holes that may start drama. But we get rid of those types of people. We don't want them. We want to be talking toys and having a good old time. So anyway, what more can be said other than if you like the content that I've been giving you, if you like all this G.I. Joe content that I've been giving you, and I mentioned before, there is so much more coming. Take a second, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that bell notification, so you're notified every time I do drop a G.I. Joe video. Now, don't go anywhere, because guess what? There's still more stuff. Up here is the Valkyrie review that I did, and down here is all the classified video. So take care, stay around and watch.